All right, so you've got your yes and no. Now, how do you, what do you do with this information? This physical sensation, it's a form of physical intelligence and energetic intelligence. And it's like a muscle, and it's like a, a sensitivity. I'm looking for the right metaphor, but it's like a muscle of sensitivity that you can become more sensitive with. It's almost like, well, I'm having a hard time finding the right metaphor, but the idea is the more you use it, the more information you get out of it, the more sensitive you get out of it, the more detailed the information you get out of it. Okay, so um, I'm going to invite you to check in with this around major life decisions. Should I take that job? Should I move into that house? Should I marry that person? But before you do that, it's really, really useful to start using this on things that aren't that important. Like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? What do you want for dinner? Which way am I going to turn on this walk through the park? Which route am I going to take home? What time do I want to go home? So, as you do that on things, because when you're using this information on major life decisions, your ego brain, your lower mind can get really freaked out. Sometimes it's just not comfortable at all trusting a body sensation or trusting your sense of intuition with something that's really going to affect your reality. If you're there, go for it, baby. I really hope that you have a good time with your intuition. But for those of us who maybe are needing a little bit of a more safe transition, those of us who are still learning to build trust with ourselves, then try it on things that just don't matter. A really great exercise that I try is I no longer plan. I go on runs all the time. I no longer plan what the route is. I go out my front door and I will literally just spin around 360 degrees and feel which degree on that compass map I want to go in. And usually I can feel it. It's like it's tugging at my heart or tugging at my stomach. It's almost like there's a line drawn out of me, and that's the way I should go. And I'll just wind around to the city, and it's amazing the kind of things that I'll see. That route will take me to parks that I never knew existed. They'll show me little spots of nature that I didn't see on the map. I'll run into friends. It happened yesterday. I was running, followed my intuition on how to route, and of course, I crossed the path of one of my closest friends. Bam, right out there on the street. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. There's a bigger part of you. This is my theory. There's a bigger part of you that's routing things in multi-dimensions. This part of you is aware not just of the route, it's aware of when it might be aware of when it's going to rain. It's aware of things on your future timeline. Like, I really do believe, you don't have to believe, but I really believe that your body, this innate intelligence, your intuition, is operating across that fourth dimension in both directions. It's able to perceive things on the timeline back and forth. It may be showing you a place that you need to go look at in the city, or something that's going to be important to you in your future. And that's happened many times. Like, my intuition will take me past a building that will then become important in my life a year later. So this happened with someone that I dated. I could tell there was something about a house that I needed to understand, and a year later I date someone who's in that house. So use it on the menu too. Go in and just, a lot of times when I'm in a restaurant, I used to be the slowest person at picking a menu item. Now I'm the fastest person. I can just go through and scan. I don't even read sometimes the menu items, and I can just feel my body react. Like, that one, those green beans, that chicken chow mein, whatever it is. And that's kind of a good way to start establishing that baseline. It's a miracle part of it is that it's spending time with your body. The more time and attention you spend on your body's self-healing mechanism kicks on. You become aware more often when your stomach is tight. And the more awareness you have, the more ability you have to say, hey, I need a break. or hey, something needs to change about this energy because this is affecting my whole life. The next level of it, this gets really interesting, is around making decisions, more than just how you're going on the street. A big one for me is, how am I going to spend my time? Oh, I got invited somewhere, or more likely 3 people invited me somewhere at the same time. Which am I going to pick, or am I going to pick none of them? And I can often kind of feel into which one I want. Here's a really great technique to use on a big decision. I kind of use a metaphor of standing at a fork in a road, and I see down each possible alternative reality. It's like a road, and I imagine myself, you can do this right now if you want, close your eyes, imagine myself walking a good deal of the way down that road. Maybe, I can't see the future, but I can imagine what that road might be like, and just kind of get a feel. What does that pathway feel like to you? If you imagine yourself a few steps into that reality, or a few steps into that future reality, how does it feel in your body? Check with the other routes. Maybe none of them feel good. One of the things my teacher used to always say, and I think her teacher taught her this, she only follows a yes. If something doesn't feel good, you might ask yourself, well, is there a path? If none of these paths feel good, is there a path that I don't know about yet? Is there something that, am I looking to my past to imagine what my future is looking like, and I'm actually not able to perceive this other route? That happened to me in the woods once. I was kind of very confused about which route to pick, and it was in the middle of Forest Park in Portland. And I just sort of sat still for a minute and breathed. I had my back up against a red cedar. And as I breathed, I saw a path that was hidden because it hadn't been used much and it had been overgrown for the last few years. But it was very clearly a path. You could sort of tell by the change in vegetation. And that path led me to a spring, the medicinal mushrooms I was looking for. I was looking for some reishi in the woods, found some reishi. It's quite remarkable. So that could be very useful, when something just doesn't feel good at all. Maybe imagine or start to brainstorm, what else have I not included? I use this when scheduling my time. In the morning, I'll write down a list of everything that I think that I might be interested to do. And it could be all over the map. It might be go for a run, take a nap, meditate, do my taxes, call my friend, reply to my emails. And I'll just scan down it and see which one lights my body up. This is kind of a way to, one of my favorite teachers is Bashar. He holds a flag for follow your excitement. And this is a really wonderful way to follow your excitement. Also give yourself permission to not always follow this. Sometimes we need to blend. Sometimes we need to use our logical, rational brain with the guidance of our intuition. I find with my intuition, when I'm charting my ways through the city, Google Maps and my intuition make a really great combo, So feel free to experiment with this. This is all about data collection. This is all about finding the system that really works for you. This is the system that works for me, and I'm sharing it. But what I want you to do is maybe try it. Maybe find what does work for you. Change it. Make it better. Make it better for you. Share it. Completely steal this, and I didn't come up with this, but I took what other people taught me and clarified it for myself and made it work for myself. And the way I use it doesn't look like the way any of my teachers ever used it. So have fun with this. All right, this is Eric. I'm a